The Haunting in Ponyville by Jasonthehuman. Chapter 3 Headlines. The clock struck 4, waking Bonbon up. How she ended up on the couch, she didn't even remember falling asleep. She blinked a few times, looking around the living room. A small fire crackled in the fireplace. She'd just been so tired lately. She'd come out here to sit and warm herself. Thought maybe it wouldn't hurt to shut her eyes and relax a bit. It was already starting to get cold again. Bonbon dragged herself off the couch and went over to poke the fire. The front door creaked open. "I'm back!" Lyra's voice was cheerful. She ran into the room with an envelope hovering at her side. Bonbon set the poker back into the fireplace. "You left?" she yawned. "Yeah, I wanted to get those pictures from yesterday developed." The envelope moved in front of her face. It tore the seal off. A few photos floated out. It flipped through them. "Yeah, these look fantastic." It took Bonbon a moment to remember. The pictures, of course. Lyra had stood proudly in the middle of the destroyed kitchen, smiled for her photo to be taken. She thought this whole thing was a game, that these things were just parlor tricks for her amusement. Well, it wasn't as if anything truly harmful happened yet. Of course, unless you counted the damage to Bonbon's business. It had taken the better part of the day to get everything started back into place. Was explaining why she was so exhausted today. The middle of the afternoon, she was still catching up on yesterday's quota. Lyra just stood there examining the pictures, her brow furrowed with concentration. She flipped to the next one in the stack and stared at it for a few moments, then gasped. "What? No way!" she said, her voice nearly a whisper. "I can't believe this." Bonbon was almost willing to ask, What's wrong?" "This picture. Come over here. Look at it. Notice anything?" Turning over to Lyra's side, Bonbon studied the photograph floating in front of her face. Lyra was standing next to the 20 bags of sugar piled twice as her own height, grinning like a tourist in the front of the Applewood sign in Las Pegasus. Bonbon didn't particularly like to be reminded why she had wasted half a day. Squinting, Bonbon looked closer. She leaned in. It was just inches from her face, scanning the background. Then sighed. "I give up. What am I supposed to see?" "Nothing." Bonbon stared at her. "What do you mean, nothing?" "You'd think we would get, I don't know, orbs or something," Lyra said, rolling her eyes. "There's nothing here. I was really hoping there'd be some kind of shadowy figure right behind me, but they're all like this. Can't believe it." "That's what you're disappointed in? That you did get something on film?" "Well, duh," Lyra said, rolling her eyes. "I'd just like to know what he looks like. Or she. We don't even know that yet." "It's a ghost. It isn't either one." "Of course it is," Lyra said. She gave a slight smile. "You know, I'm starting to think you're just scared." "I am not. This entire situation is more of a nuisance than anything else." They were interrupted by 3 loud knocks. Bonbon's head turned towards the right side of the sound. "Who's that?" Bonbon said. "Somebody's at the door, that's all." She laughed. "You really are getting way too jumpy." Bonbon glared at her, then headed to the front door. The knocking came louder, faster. "Coming!" As she approached the door, she started hearing the pounding again. The door shook in its frame. She slowed her pace, watching it, as she keeping her distance in habit again. Waited a few more seconds, but it didn't move. She took a deep breath, then reached for the door and opened it. A flash of white light blinded her. When her eyes finally adjusted, she realized it was a camera. A pony was standing on the front porch, eyes particularly covered by waving orange mane. Just tried to press tag, and he stuck in the frame of her Dora. Bonbon realized it was worse than any ghost. "Good afternoon," the pony said with a nod. "You must be Lyra." "Actually," Bonbon glanced around to her house, "Lyra's my roommate. Can we help you with something?" She tried to smile, since he didn't have the slightest idea why the pony was here. "Ah, then you must be Bonbon, the candy maker, right? Is your name one word or two, or is there a hyphen there?" "2 words, with a hyphen." Bonbon frowned, and she watched the pony scribble something onto a notepad. "You've heard of us?" "Mm-hmm," the pony said. Quill clenched her teeth. She took it out. "Can I come in?" "Come in." Bonbon said, "I don't know what your My name's Film Reel. I write for the Ponyville Express. I got wind of a genuine haunted house in town. I thought I'd make a great picture for our next issue. What do you say? Mind if I take a look around, take some pictures, ask a few questions?" She hands forward. You're talking way too fast, and we're actually pretty busy, so maybe you should—" "Bonbon, who is it?" Lyra called. She tried down the hallway. Noticed Film Reel standing there. "Who's that?" "This is Film Reel from the Ponyville Express, was it?" Bonbon looked at the reporter, who nodded. It must be tough. You've been struggling against the local elementary school's paper, haven't you? The reporter's eye twitched. That's old news, of course. I can tell you we're back on our hose now, as Ponyville's most trusted news source. Lyra's bouncing. We can get our names in the paper! That's what I'm afraid of, Bonbon muttered under her breath. Please, come right on in. What do you want to know about? Lyra stepped to the side to let Film reel into the hallway. I thought I'd start by interviewing you both, and then we'll take a look around the house, see if we can catch your ghost in the act, if we're lucky. Bonbon ran ahead and pushed Lyra back towards the door, away from the reporter. What are you doing? She hissed. I didn't agree to this. Oh, come on, Lyra said. It'll be fun. I'll bet every pony in town was curious about what's going on here. Exactly, Filmreel said. Post yourself in between them. I've been getting all kinds of leads about the infamous Ponyville Spookhouse. This is the place, huh? She took a look around the hallway. It's expected more spiders, to be honest. Bonbon groaned at the term Spookhouse, but composed herself. If you want to talk to her, she thrust a hoof in Lyra's direction, go ahead. I've got to get work done. She didn't wait a response before turning away and trudging off into the kitchen. Sorry about that, Lyra said. Bonbon's not exactly very enthusiastic about this whole thing. But don't worry, I'll tell you everything you want to know. Bonbon held her breath. Everything would be fine. Lyra would talk to that paparazzi, and then she'd be on her way. What could go wrong? At least there was only one of them. It was hard to be optimistic about the story getting out to the whole town. Not to mention all those lies that Lyra had already been spreading. Now she just might be telling the reporters the same things. And that would be the story went out to every pony in Ponyville. So we don't have to worry about her candy turning to swarms of bugs, right? Bonbon stiffened as she remembered. No. She danced out of the kitchen and found Lyra and Filmreel sitting in the living room kitchen. Change your mind then, huh? Filmreel said, grinning. She'd taken a seat on the couch and settled in as she owned the place. I just want to make sure that Lyra doesn't get carried away, Bonbon said, shooting her roommate a glare. That's all. Alright, then. Better to have more sources. How about we get those interviews started? Filmreel got out her yellow page notebook again. Bonbon could just barely see it over her shoulder. The writing was chicken scratch, completely illegible. Bonbon shook her head and walked to stand in between Lyra and the reporter, refused to sit down. Filmreel studied Lyra with some interest. The way she was slouching in her usual position in an old chair across from her. So, what is exactly the relationship between you two? Roommates, Bonbon answered quickly. Best friends, Lyra said. We both moved to Ponyville about the same time. None of us could afford a house on our own. We met each other and decided to split the payments, Bonbon said. Filmer leaned forward intently, scribbling the page for a few moments, then looked up. So, let's get down to brass tacks here. Bonbon took a deep breath and resigned herself to the situation. Sure, go ahead. You believe there's a demon living in your house? Bonbon drew back. What? Maybe a little too forward. We'll get back to that later, she said, flipping through her notebook again, biting lip. Here. So according to my other sources, you've been getting messages scratched on the walls telling you to leave this place now. Can I see where those are? Get a few pictures? If something like that on the front page could really catch Pony's eyes. No, Bonbon said. I mean, we've never seen anything like that. Jim frowned. So, no, I can't get the pictures? No, there's nothing to take pictures of. She took a couple more notes, then looked up again. And the voices? What voices? Bonbon's eyes narrowed. He's never talked to us, Lyra said. I tried to start a conversation a few times, though. Philville looked down at her notes and tapped it with one hoof. Well, it says here that you've heard at least 6 distinct voices coming from the basement. We don't even have a basement, Bonbon said. Where are you getting this information anyways? They wanted their names taken off the record, journalistic confidentially, you understand? Bonbon turned to Lyra. How many ponies did you talk to yesterday? Well, Lyra stared at the floor, trying to think. Well, there were just a couple, but they might have talked to others. Listen, Filmreel, was it? Bonbon said. I really like to make things clear for every pony. We've had some strange occurrences, I won't deny that. But there's always far too many rumors going around that simply aren't true. Filmreel turned her attention to the photos, spread out on a coffee table in front of her. Or what are those? Oh, that happened yesterday, Lyra said, leaning forward. He did all that in less than 2 minutes. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's impressive even for a ghost. 2 minutes, you say? Villanelle muttered without looking up, too busy examining the photos. That's probably the most bizarre event we've actually experienced, Bonbon said. It's only happened once, though. Other than that, we haven't had much past such strange noises. Really nothing much. So, no voices or messages, Villanelle muttered. She flipped through aimlessly through her notes. So, have you seen this ghost? What does it look like? We haven't seen anything, Bonbon said. Villanelle put her notebook away and stretched her front legs. Well, we better keep moving if I want this story done before press time. I'll get those pictures now. She stood up and headed directly for the stairs. Bonbon hurried to catch up with her. There's no way this little pony wandered around her home without keeping a close eye on her. She preferred Villanelle didn't wander around the house at all. Wait just a moment. Bonbon tried to keep frustration out of her voice. Hey, nearly forgot to ask, Villanelle said, turning around. Where would be the best place to get some shots? Bonbon heard him walking around to upstairs the first time, Lyra said. Perfect. Villanelle tried up the stairs, already scanning the area through the eyepiece of her camera. The upstairs hallway was lit up by a series of flashes as Bonbon reached the top of the stairway. She blinked. Villanelle ducked into the study. The camera clicked a few times. Then she was already finished and heading into the next room. Bonbon moved in front of the doorway of her bedroom and leaned against it. Lyra was following close behind the reporter, watching her with frustration. Excuse me, but is it really necessary you get pictures of our bathroom? Bonbon asked. Villanelle didn't look up from the eyepiece of her camera. You never know, you know. We're right between the big stories, really. Sorry seasons last week, and the usual Nightmare Night stories don't be until the end of the month. This could be front page material right here. She crossed the hall into Lyra's room. Whoa, this is a mess. Was this your ghost? Nope, it's my creative environment, Lyra said. Rarity's got just one like it. It's inspirational for us artists. Right. You're a musician, aren't you? You might call it that, Bonbon muttered. They closed her bedroom door before Villanelle could get to it. A little privacy, please, she said. She held the reporter knew the meaning of the word. Villanelle shot her a look, but moved on. It was nearly to the stairs when she stopped. You know, I think I got it figured out. Got what figured it out? Bonbon said. This is all a hoax, isn't it? Villanelle said with a slight grin. Very genius. Actually coming up with something like this to promote your candy business? You're saying I'm lying? We'll keep this off the record, the reporter said. You sell your candy, we sell more papers. Every pony wins. Bonbon's eyes widened. I'd never! Nah, Lyra said. Bonbon's pretty boring. She'd never come up with something like this. Hey! No offense, Lyra shrugged. Either way, we'll still do some fantastic news value here, Villanelle said. I haven't been excited about this scoop since Merdwell. Bonbon shook her head. Pure sensationalism. Ponyville's journalism was in a starry state. No wonder they were struggling against the full free press. The local newspaper of all things. On the wall day downstairs, the film reel took a notice of light passes on the wallpaper. Scattered assortments of rectangles and ovals could be seen where the paper was discolored. What happened here? She asked. She snapped a few more photos of the empty wall. That happened 2 days ago, Lyra said. The big wind came and nearly knocked us over. She gestured with her hoof, fascinating how it moved. We had a bit of pictures hang up, but they all fell off and broke. Fascinating, Villanelle said. It's going to be expensive to replace all those frames. The glass in every single one just shattered, Bonbon said. Playing with her camera, Villanelle continued downstairs. So, was you saying that whatever you've got here is trying to threaten you? Threaten them. That was an unpleasant thought. It had been nagging in the back of Bonbon's mind for a while, but she never wanted to say it out loud. Lyra got cut in before she could think of any response. Nah, the way I see it, whoever it is just wants us to have some fun and let us know we're here. A single file downstairs in the hall. Villanelle paused to take another photo of the clock on the wall. How long has it been like that? C said, nodding in direction. Been like... Bonbon pushed past her to take a closer look. She had noticed upstairs, but the ticking stopped. There was a hairline crack, making a correct line from 12 to 6. Just today, she said quietly. Villanelle looked over the room one last time. So that's it, huh? I was kind of hoping something really bizarre would happen before I left. Oh well. You're leaving? Finally! I mean, I'll show you to the door. Lyra hurried to catch up with them as they headed for the front hallway. Wait, so you're sure this will be on the front page, like, of the newspaper? You kidding? Front page features are my specialty, Villanelle said with a grin. That's just wonderful, Bonbon said. You should get to work on that, then, shouldn't you? We'll be waiting to read it. Without another word, Bonbon nearly pushed the reporter out the door onto the street. She closed the door behind herself and leaned against it, letting out a sigh of relief. I hope we never have to go through anything like that again. Why not? She seemed nice, Lyra said. She jumped in the air, grinning. No, we'll be famous! Even thinking, what if we opened up on Nightmare Night? We could charge every pony, saying like 5 bits coming. Sea of Lakers has a haunted hayride thing every year, but we've got a real. Mama put up her hoof to silence her. All I want is to survive the night without any more noises. Another word, Bonbon left and trudged back into the kitchen. Good luck having a quiet month now that every pony in town will know wherever that thing is. Never mind a month, actually. Will it be 2 months to just the rest of the evening to be quiet? She stepped into the empty room and glanced around as if their unseen house guest was somewhere hiding. Don't get any ideas. Okay, am I the only one who's thinking it's Pinkie Pie?